This is going to be an interesting discussion. It's going to be an interesting discussion because we're going to talk about something important, and it has to do with the military industrial complex and star beings. The extraterrestrial. Ooh, I hate that term. So, we're going to talk about the evil alien narrative. We're going to talk about how it originated and how it was propagated onto the public, and with a specific purpose. The purpose was to disassociate human beings from star beings. The purpose was to demonize the advanced cultures that the cabal were negotiating with. The purpose was to demoralize the believers, the people who intuitively, instinctively knew or believed that star beings were real, and it was a purpose was to demoralize them and to brainwash them, to ruin them, so that, understand, there is a purpose. I realize that in mainstream, extraterrestrials don't exist because the mainstream has been brainwashed. They don't have all of the information. So they don't understand that they've been manipulated through mind control, psychological operations, and through black projects. And black projects, I mean, they use advanced technologies, advanced means, even employing magic, which is even more difficult to understand, to manipulate and basically ruin the association between the human being and the star being. So let's break it up into 3 parts. Again, my view is this, that with education, with knowledge, we can have an understanding and we can conquer our own situation, our own demons. We can come to a new level of understanding through education. This is different than some approaches. You know, they issue messages and they communicate from secret sources. And that's not my method. My method is education. Education is like teach a man how to fish, teach a woman how to fish, and you feed them for life. The message, and my secret source told me this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen. That's giving a person a fish. And that's not going to lead to this emancipation, spiritual emancipation. Salvation happens when you have understanding of the situation and you can overcome your own situation, because every situation is different, right? You can't solve all the situations. Videos are great because they summarize knowledge and ideas. You don't get the depth of a book, and you don't get all the answers. There's just not enough space for that, and you can't identify and rectify every situation. But you can communicate some global themes, some global ideas, and these should be able to percolate within you. Now, the creation of the evil alien narrative is purposeful. It's not an accident. Yes, I will say there are some darker star beings, yes. But they're not always darker. They just have a different motivation, and they have a different limit, and they have a different method. You know, their method of accomplishing a goal may include some dark things. That doesn't make them dark necessarily. It just you know, they have a different way of thinking. Just like a wolf, you know, will eat another animal because it's hungry. It's not because the wolf is evil. It's because it's a wolf. And a rabbit won't eat another animal. It will eat grass. Because it's not because the rabbit is good. It's because it's a rabbit. I know maybe that's might take a few years to figure out. So you have to know that some cultures, star beings, are wolves. And so you have to be careful because they're wolves. They're not evil. And some star beings are rabbits. And you might like rabbits because they won't hurt you. And then there's all kinds. But the good and evil is a human concept. Okay? Good and evil is a human concept. Useful for a developing civilization such as Earth. And it fits well in with all of the fantasy fiction concocted in religions. This is good, this is evil. Now, let's get to the topics at hand. We're going to start off with MILABS. 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 Not your labs. MILABS. MILABS is short for military lab. Military units equipped with advanced technologies that specifically target the UFO alien believer community. MILABS. MILABs have advanced technology, and it's developed over the years. So they might have, let's say, like a black helicopter. They might have a back-engineered ship. Their ships might be able to be cloaked, right? So what I'm saying is the MILABS units, who've been around for years, decades, they can mimic an alien ship, right? They can mimic an alien life form in varying degrees, so they can approach a house using an advanced ship, and people can come into the house and they can go into the bedroom of somebody and they can experiment on them. And then what they normally would do is they would drug them. Now there could be spray, the drug could be a gas, right? The drug could be an injection. You know, those who understand chemical can knock you out. They can make you into they can make you tell the truth about something, so they can ask you questions and you'll tell them everything. So they can know who you are, what you believe in, and then they can go at it from a psychological mind control, and they can start to brainwash you in this highly susceptible drugged state, right? They can drug you in such a way that they wipe your memory. They can wipe your memory. So understand where we're going here. MILABS, military. So these are human beings who pretend to be some kind of alien life form. They might even wear a mask, an alien mask, and 3-fingered hands. So they come visit you, they drug you, and then you see, the last thing you see is this alien face with 3 hands. And they will even say things like, we are evil aliens. This is how dumb these people are. They will say, we are aliens. And then they would drug you. They will wipe your memory. They will implant other memories. Now you're now you're being drugged. They will sodomize you. So you can look that up in a dictionary. They will torture you. They may experiment on you. They may take samples from you. Right? They may probe you. But we are talking human beings, military, professionals in torture, sadomasochists. Okay? Professionals. These are professionals. They go in there, and it's a job. They go in there, and ABC, we're going to go here, we're going to go in there. Standard procedure. Go in there, drug them, rape them, torture them, implant some false memories, scare the hell out of them, and then leave. And the person wakes up and goes, I saw these evil aliens. They probed me. They raped me. They took something from me. They took my DNA, my genetic sample. They took it from me. They weren't aliens. Because that's not the behavior of an advanced culture, A. B, advanced cultures, they don't need to probe you. They can scan you just with their mind. With the technology, they can scan you. They can take, you could take someone's DNA with a Q-tip. You can swab the mouth to get DNA. You don't need to take a piece of skin to get a genetic sample, right? You can take a hair, right? You don't need to take a genetic sample, right, to get the DNA. So they say, listen, we are here, we need your genetic sample, our race is dying, and without your genes, we will die. We are aliens. We are from another planet. They will, and all kind, just use your imagination, because we don't have the space to go through all of the, but if you were tortured, if your genetics were taken, if you were abused, if you felt scared, if you think they're evil, that is MILABS. They're professionals, okay? These are professionals. They have families, they go home to families, they don't tell them what they're doing, okay? It's a secret. Classified operation. Compartmentalization. They might be your neighbor. You don't know. But they're human. We know they are human. If you've been probed, you were probed by a human dressed up as an alien. So I'm trying to be as explicit as possible so there's no misunderstanding. There's no question. The detail, I don't know each particular case. But I do know that these MILABS are around, and they have varying levels. Some are more basic, and some have advanced craft, and some have technology they have technology, back-engineered alien technology that can do a lot of stuff. That mimics, the point is they mimic, they imitate, they dress up as aliens in order to attack people, to demoralize them, to ruin them. In some cases, they will go to someone's house, they will drug them, they will torture them, and then they will say something like, you are going to change your life. You are going to start taking drugs. You are going to go into prostitution. You are going to get a divorce. You are going to marry the next guy you see. You are going to be famous right? You want to be a famous, you want to be an actor. Because once a person is drugged, right? And if they got some drugs, you start telling the truth. You start telling everything about yourself. I want to do this, I want to do this. And so under that induced state, susceptible state, these professional psychological operatives, they will tell you what to do, and they will ruin your life. They will, they will say, you will become gay. You will go to a gay nightclub. Yeah, and then the person wakes up and thinks, yeah, wow, I never thought of that before. Wow, I had this wild dream. I'm supposed to go to a gay nightclub. I'm supposed to be famous. I'm no good. I should be a prostitute. Where did the idea come from? Well, MILABS. Now, okay, enough about MILABS. Now, MILABS comes from, and go back to our discussion on the Cabal. The Cabal back-engineered technology. They stole technology from the extraterrestrial star beings. And they created their own militarized units. So that when the star beings visit someone and have a communication, the MILAB would follow up, right? And scare the hell out of that person in whatever format. I don't know the format. I'm giving you some breadth, right? We're getting some breadth and width here. They might just scare you. They might, I felt this dark energy, and they had evil masks on. They had evil, they looked evil. And then they might go into torture, and they might go into this implanting false ideas, brainwashing, basically brainwashing, mind control. Now, this might be followed up multiple times, and one time might not be enough. You might follow up on a regular basis over a period of months until the person is converted, until the person is ruined, until the person is off the path. And some of it you might remember, and some of it, it's blocked, right? They may have blocked it. And, sometimes that could be very difficult when those memories come back, and it's natural for you to put them back. And that's your personal issue. I'm not here. I can't resolve your personal issues. I'm just saying you have to look at it from a spectrum. I know star beings, and that's not their protocol. They don't torture people. And they have advanced technologies and methods to get whatever they want. They can do it at a distance. They don't need to touch you. And they won't do anything negative, and they won't try to scare you. Now, what happens is, so when you get a genuine visit, which is great, and then you follow it up by this MILAB, and then you're like scared, the next time that the star beings come, the person is scared. So the star beings now have a problem, because they can't reach you if you're scared. So the MILAB job sometimes is to induce this fear, and sometimes to create such a fear and anger that the person will say, I don't want to talk to anybody from space. I had enough, right? Where they say, we're good, we're evil, we're good, I don't know what, right? This confusion. And that's another method they use. They create this bipolar attack. And the person normally says, I don't want to talk to anybody anymore. They shut off, right? And that's achieved the goal of the MILABS. Shut the person off, shut them down. And now the star beings, they can't communicate with them. The person's completely shut off. They won't reach you if you don't want to talk to them, right? Again, this is purposeful. These are professionals. They use many methods, so it might be difficult to figure out all their methods. These are professionals. The professional psychological operations get involved. You get these sadomasochists who come in and torture you. They sometimes use drugs. Sometimes they use back-engineered technology. So it's very hard. If you only believe in mainstream, half this stuff doesn't even exist. So how are you going to defend yourself? How are you going to deal with it? How are you going to come to terms with it? Right? And so people they can't process it. They don't know what to do with it. So they are susceptible. So that happens to the people who are targeted. So not everybody's targeted. Some people are targeted, right? And then they end up in therapy, in mental institutions, in jail, on drugs, homeless, prostitution, chasing careers that don't make sense. You know, that's what happens. That happens. And drugs. The MILABS take pleasure in ruining lives. That's their tagline. We take pleasure in ruining lives. All right. In the because we want to watch our time here, I want to jump to the evil alien invasion. Evil alien invasion and space monsters in Hollywood. So the MILABS works for a certain number of people, but you can't do everybody. So we need to get everybody. So we create the alien movie, Evil Alien Invasion. I researched 250 alien movies from 1950 to 2012. I wrote a book about it, Hollywood Aliens. In my research, I found that 75% of alien movies involve an alien invasion. 91% of alien movies, the aliens are evil, bent on human destruction. 91%. Where does that come from? It comes from the cabal. The cabal's using Hollywood filmmakers to disseminate the evil alien narrative, right? And since people don't understand the cabal, they don't believe the aliens are even real. They can't process that's a possibility, that's a plausible thing. It's a psychological operation concocted by intelligence units, cabal operatives, using Hollywood filmmakers, right? So they get producers, they get investors to invest in this stuff. We don't know where the money comes from, right? The CIA has a lot of money. They can funnel it through several companies, and that company creates a film. And what you need is you need a filmmaker. And a filmmaker who doesn't understand what I'm talking about. A filmmaker who's gullible, usually a filmmaker who's desperate, and a filmmaker who would do anything to make an alien movie. And they do that. Right? Most of the time, not all the time. Sometimes they get a big name director because they got a good story. It's based on a novel. It's based on a famous novel. But the purpose is to scare society, to demoralize society, to disconnect you, the mainstream, from the star beings. That's the purpose of the evil alien narrative through these evil alien movies. Because there's never been, extraterrestrials have never been discovered officially. And B, it's unlikely that 91% of all extraterrestrials are evil. And without proof, we don't know if they're evil or good. And C, what I've said is that good and evil are human terms. Advanced cultures don't work on that simplified system. Is it good or is it bad, man? They don't work. That's a very primitive system. And it worked 2,000 years ago for primitive peasants. For peasants. And today we are not peasants anymore. And we need to expand our minds. So the evil alien the evil alien movie, evil alien invasion, the false alien invasion is all been implanted through these movies, which to me, they're psychological operations using directors and filmmakers and actors who are not educated. They don't know what's going on, and they're being used by this military industrial complex, by the intelligence agencies, by the cabal, who know the truth. So they go out there and they demoralize and frighten people. They implant them with false ideas. And this has been going on since '53, since War of the Worlds. And if you watch alien movies, every 5 years or 6 years, there's another big alien movie, because they need to reinforce the evil alien thought implant. It's very purposeful. And if they don't, people are going to start to wake up. Yeah, if you don't watch evil alien movies, you're going to start to wake up and go, hey, maybe they're not all evil. Then they'll make another alien movie, and you're like, oh, I'm scared of the alien invasion. I'm so scared. It works. It's been working since the 50s, because human beings, they're very easy to deceive. Human beings are easy to deceive. There's a sucker born every minute. Which leads me to my final section. Deception. And so we have MILABS, which are torturing people and drugging and brainwashing people. Select group. Then we have the masses who get hit by these evil alien movies. Now, what's happened? There's a group of people who say, no, aliens are good. Right? Aliens are good. So now we need an attack. How do we attack the people who are die-hard loyalists, who in their heart believe aliens are good? We create a good alien. We create an alien of love and compassion. And now we need a name. What do we call our psychological operation? Why don't we call it the Pleiadians? Yeah. Or the Arcturians. Those are pretty good. So we create, the cabal creates, because they have a lot of information, they have technology, and they've been studying this stuff, right? They're not mainstream. They're not completely brainwashed. They create, using their information, they create a profile of an idealized alien race with good intention, love and compassion. That's our message. And we're going to give people messages of hope, because we want to get the people we didn't get yet, the loyalists, the believers. And so we give them a false idol. Here you go. We are Pleiadians from the 9th dimension. We love you. Our heart is filled with compassion. And a whole lot of bullshit. Total bull crap. Is the Pleiadians, Arcturians, and their ilk are bull crap. It's a psychological operation. Because I've said you torture some people, right? Send them off. Ruin their lives. Ruin their lives. They've ruined a lot of lives. We may never get them back. You know, they're stuck somewhere. Then you get the masses. Well, the masses got to keep them asleep. Evil aliens are evil. They're going to invade. They're going to invade. Oh, I'm so... Please, don't. Please, no. People are like that. It's subconscious. It's in the subconscious, right? Once you start talking about aliens, they get all scared, right? No, this kind of... Right? It's now a subliminal implant. The alien invasion, the evil alien. Then you got the die-hard believers, and you got the Pleiadians. Oh, we're coming. We're going to save you. We take care of you. We're doing this, and we're doing that, and we're sticking our finger up our ass. You know why? Because we love you. We love you so much. This is how far it's going to go. So those are three. I think that's good. It's enough. There's a lot of other more advanced stuff, but we, and check out my site, stellan.ca. There's all this information is there. Stellan.ca. It's, I can only put so much information. There's enough information from a book on my site, stellan.ca, and my books are available. They're there to educate you. They do cost money, and that supports my work. If you want to support me, buy something. If you want to educate yourself, watch this video, talk about it with your friends, read the information. The idea is education is the path to emancipation. Because until we have the proper knowledge, we can't make a proper decision. And if you've been brainwashed for many years and you don't know, then you don't know what's true and what's not true. You don't know what's a false narrative that the cabal wants you to believe. You don't know what's the true narrative, which will lead you to salvation. And since every case is different, every person is different, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not saying, some bad things might have happened. I've had my own experiences. I'm not talking about this because I read it in a book. I'm talking about this because I've gone through my own experiences. I know these things, as well as I have my sources, human and non-human. So I have experience, I have human collaboration, and I have non-human collaboration. And I've done research. This is where I pull everything together and I share it with you so that you will walk in with an educated mind and you will look at things more objectively and you will question the false narrative. That if someone is selling the evil alien myth, they belong to the false narrative and therefore are under the dominion of the cabal. That's the point. If it falls under false narrative, it's the cabal. If you get a visit from an alien and they torture you, that's the MILAB. It's not aliens. This is not advanced people. These are human sadomasochists. And they're professionals. And professional means they know what to do. They've been doing it for a long time. Okay? If you meet the psychological operations, the Pleiadians, some of these people, they're professional psychological operatives. They know what to say, how to say it. And then they have their minions, right? And then they say, I'm from the 9th dimension. But they never do anything. The Pleiadians have never done anything. Have you ever seen them do anything? Have they ever appeared? Right? And if you get into some advanced tech, they have holographic technology. They can beam stuff, right? And then you see something. They have other ways. They have advanced means sometimes to make this stuff more believable if you're resistant. So there's too many ways to talk about here, but all I'm saying is, if you find those three methods, you're talking about the cabal. whose goal is to ruin the relationship, to distance you from the truth. And if you want to move to the truth, you need to overcome this stuff. You need to get rid of it. And it might take time. It might take time to understand it, to process it, to purge it from your body. And that's when you start to get to the truth. And the truth is great. The truth is wonderful. The truth should inspire you. A genuine contact should encourage you, should invigorate you, not frighten you. That's the truth. If something invigorate, not give you false ideas, not because we're love and compassion, but because you have understanding of yourself, understanding, enlightenment. I feel I understand myself better. All right. Again, we're limited by the video. We can't answer all the questions, but hopefully this will give you some forward movement.